America needs a light. Here you go. Hey, it's Brew, I'm back with a beer review, and up today we have some more of Leonard's homebrew, and we're going through a collection that I got from him, and this is American Light. This is 6.3%. I believe this was one of his earliest beers. Now, he was doing a lot of beers from kits, but he was starting to make modifications, so I don't know if he was modifying this or not. Now, it does look pretty light, so I also don't know if this is a light ale, light lager, and what he means by light. Now, 6.3%. I'm going to expect it to be more of a light ale, as in light in color, not a diet lager or diet beer or diet ale even. So let's see what we've got. Nice smoke on the head. Now that beer does not have a date on it. And I think it was before he started dating. Oh, it's got a beautiful yellow color. Beautiful. I mean, that's more like a light lager coloring. Looks like the label's going to come off. Had these sitting out, getting ready, and I think maybe it's, oh wow, that's nice. That is beautiful. Look at that. Look how clear that is as a homebrew. Nice head, nice natural carbonation. It's quite active carbonation. Interesting. There is an aroma in there I can't quite place. Almost like it's wheat, but not quite. 6.3% has hints of booziness, which is interesting. Maybe it's Pilsner malt. I don't use Pilsner malt very often, and sometimes when I come across it, it has a distinct aroma that's hard for me to describe. I just say Pilsner malt. A lot of people look at me like, you know, I'm just crazy. But that's pretty good. Wow. Ellie's all upset about something. That's actually pretty good. Carbonation that active, I was afraid there'd be an infection. There is a slight cideriness to it. So I don't know if this was all malt. I don't know if there was some old malts in use. But there is a slight cideriness to it. Now, back when I first got into homebrew, many people attributed that to using corn sugar or to boost the alcohol level of beers. And for a long time that was believed to be the case. And then years ago, it must have been maybe 10 plus years ago, Dan Listerman helped a guy write an article about it in the Homebrewing magazine. I think Zimmergy, I think is what it's called. And he's since retired. I mean, he had a homebrew store here. He started a brewery and then he retired. But that cideriness he attributed to basically, it was old canned malt, and if I remember correctly, it was the lack of nitrogen in the canned malt. But I'm not positive that was, or maybe it was too much nitrogen. I thought it was the lack of nitrogen. I mean, some breweries like Sierra Nevada, they crush all their grains and they do all this stuff in the presence of a lot of nitrogen. They pump nitrogen gas in to push the oxygen out. Because really, you want no oxygen whatsoever until you go to throw your yeast. You really want it, you don't want it in your water, you don't want splashing anywhere. I know a lot of home brewers that do all those kinds of splashing. Oh, it'll boil out. If it's never there, you don't have to worry about boiling it out. I've had multiple professional brewers tell me that they do everything they can to get oxygen away. Samuel Adams, brewer, I talked to him for a long time. He cringed every time I said I splashed anything, even if it was just momentarily. Tall guy with white hair, I forget his name. It's been years since I met him. I know what Sierra Nevada does, I know what Stone does. I've met Greg from Stone. He talked about some of their brewing process. I've met, Bell, not Art Bell, from Bell's Brewing. I can't remember his first name, but again, I hear this over and over and over again, even some of the local guys. But that's good. I'm not a big fan of, you know, I don't know if it's supposed to be a pale ale or a light lager or what it's supposed to be, but it does have cidery hints, so taste there. So, you know, but this is a lot better than, say, you know, a Budweiser or Miller or any of that crap. So if he's going for something like that, I think this is a lot better. I mean, in the case of, let's say, if it's a light ale in coloring, I mean, that coloring is gorgeously yellow. I mean, I don't know if I've ever done anything that pale and that clear, ever. I don't know if he filtered it, I don't know what he did, but man, that is beautiful. The cideriness is my only gripe. I don't know, and again, I don't know if it's supposed to be a lager or an ale. I wish it said on here. So Leonard, next time, put on there is a light American lager, light American ale. That slight cideriness is the only thing I can really pull down. I mean, this is an 8.5 minimum. It's quite possibly a 9. This is very good beer. You know, I'd love to know what kind of kit this was. Just minimal off flavors, beautiful coloring, beautiful. The head retention's great. Great. I mean, this is something. This is like this closest thing to a lawnmower beer as I'd ever want to drink. This would go with any summer American fare. This would probably be excellent with burgers and mets and brats and hot dogs on the grill, chicken, barbecue chicken, corn roasted on the grill, watermelon, cantaloupe, all popcorn, all that stuff. The summertime, American summertime fare. This would be perfect with it. So I'm very, you know, pleased with this one. Very good, Leonard. I'll let you guys know too. So solid 8.5, maybe even a 9, which is extremely rare for me. Although I think I usually give it out a 5, right? Because that's what Untapped does. So it's a solid 4, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. There you go. You know, I could be convinced of 4.5. There's just slight off flavors, slight off aromas, just barely. I don't know how many more times I can say that. Basically, man, if this was my beer, I'd be freaking proud of it. Very good. So thanks for sharing. All right? Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for subscribing over here. Thanks for the retweets. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.